Hello everyone. On today's tutorial we'll be learning how to make a reversible satin hair bonnet. What you'll be needing is your main fabric. You can decide to use any fabric of your choice, and then you need your satin fabric to lining your main fabric. You need your measuring tape, your tailor chalk, your pins to secure your fabrics together, your scissors and your elastic band. The measurements you'll be needing for this tutorial is the circumference of your head measurement and the measurements of how big you want your satin bonnet to be. So let's cut our bonnet. To cut our satin bonnet you don't need too much fabric. All you need to do is fold your main fabric into 4. Okay, so this is it. You fold it into 2 to make 2 equal halves. Then you fold it like so into 4. Then you take your measuring tape. Measure how big you want it to be. Now if you're making for a client that wants a big size you can measure between 12 to 14 inches. But if you're making for someone that just wants a medium size, you can measure between 11 to 13 inches. For this tutorial I'll be measuring 13 inches. So from the tip of the folding to this place you mark your 13 inches. I hope you can see what I'm doing. Mark 13 inches. Take your measuring tape like so, you mark your 13 inches. 13 inches this way, then you take it this way too. Mark your 13 inches, take it like this. So mark it, that is 13 inches. And then you make sure everything is equal. Then you're done marking your 13 inches like so, you can cut it out, okay. So we've cut our main fabric. Now what we need to do next is to cut the same pattern for a satin fabric. So I'll be cutting the same thing for the satin fabric. Okay, so we've cut out our satin fabric and our main fabric. The next step is to open it up. Place them on each other. You place the right side of your satin fabric to the right side of your main fabric. Then you take your pins and pin them together around. Okay, so after pinning the two fabrics together, we'll go to our sewing machine and sew round. But while sewing you make sure you leave like 2 inches allowance, so that we will be able to turn the fabric out. Let me go to my sewing machine and do that now, okay. So we've sewn around our fabric. Make sure you try to use a matching thread when sewing. I have left about 2 inches allowance here to enable me to turn the fabric over. But before that, I am going to use scissors to notch around so that'll be easy for us to turn the fabric out. Once we are done turning it, use a pressing iron to press it very well. So we've ironed our fabric. The next step is to measure 1 inch round, okay. So what do I mean by that? Turn it to the visible parts, take your tape measure and your chalk, from here you measure 1 inch. So after measuring 1 inch, I need to go to the sewing machine and sew all through like this. for this one will not be leaving any allowance, like the initial one we just sew. Make sure to use a matching thread for this, okay? We've sewn 1 inch round. The next stage is to take our elastic band and pass it in. But to get the measurement for the elastic band, you need to measure the circumference of your head, and then when you do that, you subtract 1 from it. Mine is 21 inches, but my elastic band L measured 20 inches. After that you take out your safety pin and place it into your elastic, so that you can pass it inside your fabric. That was the reason why we left these 2 inches initially. So pass it in from our 2 inches allowance. Okay, pass it through like this. Okay, so our hair bonnet is almost ready. We've passed our elastic round. So we'll go to the sewing machine now and stitch our elastic together and cover up this opening, okay? So our satin hair bonnet is ready. You can decide to rock it on this side, or you can decide to turn it to the black side. So try this out at home and share our video. Thank you, bye.